Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I just got out of Aquafit, y'all. I'm trying to make this video real quick, but I don't know how quick it's gonna be. This is Love is Blind. I'm on episode 4. I finally watched episode 4, and episode 4 was good. It was full of drama, and it was one of them videos that pissed me off. So excuse me, Love is Blind is one of my videos where I try not to use a lot of curse words, but if I curse, just know someone made me angry. I'm grown. Forgive me. Still continue to watch the video. All right. So finally, I called the first scenes the morning after. Every couple was waking up from after their first nights, and we kind of get to see how was the first night. And to me, I think I said in the last video, I'm wondering who all had sex, because at the end of the day, you are engaged. Don't you want to test it out? I don't know. You all have this huge emotional connection. Y'all was all kissing in the mouth, so why not take it to the next level? But you are still strangers. So I respect the ones who chose to wait, and I was here for the ones who did not. First, we see Kenny and Kelly. Kenny and Kelly are the couple I really am rooting for, because I feel like out of everyone, I don't think they're here for TV. I think they genuinely have a connection. I could be wrong, but they just seem so sweet and so in love. And they're one of the ones who chose to wait. And it seems genuine that they chose to wait. I like Kenny and Kelly. Amber and Barnett are getting it on. They all on the screen bragging about how much sex they had a couple of times all over the suite. I ain't mad at them. Giannina and Damien woke up so cute. Like, I love how she said, my husband made love to me, and he was so respectful. He didn't want to disrespect me, and he wanted to wait, but I told him to take them clothes off and let's get it on. I really liked them in that moment. Next, we get to Lauren and Cameron. I think Lauren and Cameron are really cute. I really like the scene how they woke up and she had her silk bonnet on, and you know us African American women, we have to wrap up our hair, put on the bonnets. It's a huge movement where men are like, I ain't having sex with you as long as you had a bonnet on. Like, take that bonnet off. It happens in my house. I know how it is, and I just thought it was so cute. He was like, your bonnet looks like a beret. I like them. I think they're corny. I think I think they're genuine, but they are just very awkward in the way that they say things. Like, what did he say? Like, they just say weird things, and it seems just so corny, but that just could be them. But they did hint, like, even Cameron was a gentleman. He was like, I'm a man, I'm a gentleman, I'm not going to tell you all if I had sex, I don't kiss and tell. And then Lauren kind of hinted, like, we did some Netflix and chill, so we all know that's cold for they got it on. Now next, we wake up to Jessica and Mark. They got these pillows in the middle of them. Jessica was like, at least you don't snore and you don't sweat in your sleep, so I guess maybe tonight we can cuddle. And I'm like, Jessica is just here to be in Cancun. But we gonna get back to her later because she kind of pissed me off. And so Mark is like, he's Hispanic, he's a lover, he really wants to be physical with his woman. And Jessica is like, I don't know you like that. No, sir. So finally, we get to the drama of the trip. Carlton and Diamond, they wake up in separate rooms. Diamond is like, she just needed to sleep on it. She needed to think. She wanted to ask him some more questions. And Carlton is just like, I'm waiting to see if Diamond accepts. And I'm like, she gonna accept. I ain't gonna spoil it. But in my mind, I'm like, she's gonna accept because she wants to be very PC. And pretty much throughout the day, everyone does romantic activities with each other. Jania and Damien give each other massages. Kelly and Kenny had a great time at the beach. And when they had that shower hose at the end of the day and they were rinsing sand off of each other, I said, the camera shots, it was just very sensual, very sexual. I said, y'all ain't gonna be holding out for too much longer. I just really like their connection. And I said, yeah, y'all gonna be having sex soon. And then I love the scene with Amber and Barnett. They said something about because it started raining while they were at the beach. And it was like, if it rains, if you dance in the rain, that's good luck for your relationship. So I was like, they got up and danced and slow danced in the rain. And I was like, okay, that's really sweet. And I thought that was sweet. And I'm just a sucker for romance. I thought it was really, really sweet. So now we get to Mark and Jessica. And I said, I feel like Jessica is on BS. I feel like she is going to hurt Mark. And now they're talking about the age gap. And she's worried that his parents won't accept her because she's 10 years older than him. She's 34 and he's 24. And I was like, if you were so worried about this age gap, which you were talking about in the pods, why did you go back to him? If that's such a big deal, like, she's going to aggravate me. Jessica is going to aggravate me. So now we get up to Lauren and Cameron. They're having a very romantic day at the pool. I keep saying, I think they're corny. They say little things like, you're my Bonnie, you're my Clyde, but we're not going to be shooting anybody up. And I'm like, yeah. But they have very intimate conversations. Like the whole bonnet thing I thought was cute. And now he's talking about, she's worried about introducing Cameron to her dad because she's never dated a white guy before. And they're talking about, what I like that Cameron said is they were talking about having future children. And he said, when we have future children together, and he's like, I know it's soon, but we're going to have children together. And he says, I recognize the world is going to see them as black, even though they're half black and half white. And I was like, wow, he already understands that most biracial children look black, like at the end of the day, and the world sees them as black, even though they may be mixed. And he was like, we're going to raise them to where they're going to love both worlds, but I'm going to understand that because the world looks at them as being black, they're going to have a harder time in this world than me. And I'm like, wow, he even understands white privilege. So I'm like, they're gonna work. Like, I mean, I really feel like they're just very shy and kind of like don't want to be too flirtatious and overly sexual on camera. But when they do sit down and really talk, I'm like, he's saying real shit, real stuff that is really deep that I did not expect for him to really get. And he really is trying to ease her mind, like, I love you. I don't care that you're black. I just want us, I'm willing to work it out. I'm willing to learn what I don't know that's a difference. Like, he really is just into Lauren, and I like that. I'm rooting for them. So finally we get to the BS of the episode. And when I tell you, this scene made me so angry. I'm talking about Diamond and Carlton. Diamond is sitting in the pool. She's thought about what she needed to say to Carlton. Carlton's walking up. They embrace. And then we get into the conversation. She says she loves them. And they built this connection. And she really wanted to see where it was going to go. So I was like, okay, Diamond is going to accept that he's bisexual, which is fine. I mean, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But let's just keep going. She tells Carlton, I'm physically in paradise, but mentally I'm in hell. She says she kept it real with him, but he left out who he really was. And she feels like he played the experiment. And I took that to mean he just wanted to be on the show. Like, he wanted to, and I'm going to say this in the beginning. I'm probably going to say it more than one time. I feel like it was production. I feel like the producers knew he was bisexual and they wanted to have this dramatic moment. They probably didn't know it was going to be with Diamond, but they wanted to make sure Carlton proposed to someone so he can come out and tell whoever that is that he was bisexual, and we could see what was going to be said after that was said. And I can see why Diamond says you played this experiment. You just want to be on TV and see what would happen when you said you was bisexual. So he tells her, he just wants you to get to know, I just want you to get to know me first. And I said, that's understandable, but if you want somebody to get to know you first, tell them in the beginning. Don't tell them after you propose. He says, I've never had this issue with girls in the past. Now pin that, because we're going to come back to that. And so then she says, well, if you never had this issue with girls in the past, why didn't you tell me sooner? Why did you wait until after we were already engaged? He says, because you will have a prejudice against me. And I said, okay, he about to start double talking. And people who double talk and try to talk too fast and try to flip things to make their point be the right point, no matter what they're saying in any point of the conversation, it pisses me off. And when people do it to me, I call them out and it makes me angry. So he said, so she was like, but you said it's never been an issue in the past, so why would I have a prejudice against you? And I said, yes, 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 Diamond, call him out. And so he says, now, so I said, now he wants to go into playing victim again. He said, I would have told you on the first date, would you still be here? So he was like, if I would have told you in the beginning, would you still have gone through this process with me? And I said, Angie, no, I would not. But I would have given you the opportunity to meet other women who may be willing to want to date a man who's bisexual. Now, Diamond says if he would have told her in the beginning, she would have been able to at least ask the questions of, are you sure you really want to be with a woman? She would have been able to ask the questions to get an understanding of bisexuality, and you could have told her that being bisexual does not mean you always want to have a desire to sleep with a man. It means you fall in love with the person. And you could have explained to her that in the beginning, and she could have decided then and there if she's willing to go on with an engagement. But no. And I respect Diamond for saying that. I really respect her for saying that, because I believe Diamond would have asked that, because she asked him that at the pool the other night. That was her first question, like, are you sure you really want to be with a woman? But you didn't give her that opportunity to ask that in the dating process. So you did deceive. So now I'm like, I'm really starting to get aggravated with Carlton. He's starting to get more animated. He's starting to get more upset. And he's like, well, just last night you was rubbing on my back trying to see if I'm okay, and now all of a sudden you want to flip the switch. And I'm like, anybody in that moment would have had compassion for you. One, we're on national TV. None of us want to seem like we aren't that we're understanding of someone's differences, that we definitely don't want to come out like we're against the LGBT, and I was told it's the LGBTQ community. It's a lot of stuff within the community we may not understand because we aren't in the community, but we have respect for it and we're willing to learn. But because she's on national TV, I'm sure she was choosing her words very carefully, and she really wanted to understand where you were coming from, and she didn't want to be a bitch. We gonna get to that. Now he is showing his true colors. And she was like, I feel like he is setting me up. And I'm like, yes. Because the way he's questioning her, and what he says, no, he told her, he says, now you showing me your true colors. And I said, I feel like he's setting her up. I feel like he's setting her up by saying, now you're showing your true colors, because he wants her to seem like on television that she's against the LGBTQ community, when I think it has nothing to do with that. It has to deal with the fact that you did not tell this woman in the beginning. So now she's giving a response like, I blame this all on production, like I said in the beginning, because now she's upset. Carlton is double talking about Women have never had this issue with me before in the past. And then in the next sentence, he's saying, the last time I told a woman about my sexuality, she called me all out my name and all these nasty names. So Diamond is like, well, which one is it? Which one is it? Do women not have a problem with it, or they calling you out your name? Because I'm like, which one is it, sir? And I'm like, production, this is what you want. And I really feel bad for Diamond in this moment. Now let me see what because they still arguing, and I just want to talk about the key points. And so now he says, I'm okay with or without you. And I said, at this moment, Diamond, get up, let's go. Well, he can be without me then. And so they continue to argue, but at least Diamond now takes off her ring. And so when she takes off her ring and she just sets it next to, in between both of them, because they're still sitting at the pool, he says, go ahead, take a moment. This your moment, take a moment. And I said, really, sir, this is your moment. You the one out here acting a fool. She is calmly trying to talk to you. You're the one out here acting a fool. Now he says, well, he says, oh, now he's talking about people calling him all outside his name. And I said, I can't stand when people play victim. I can't stand when people do other people wrong, but then they want to turn around and play victim and want somebody to feel sorry for them. No, sir. And so now he's cursing. And he's getting very agitated. And he's getting very aggressive. And he's wanting, I feel like, I just can't put my finger on it, but it just really pissed me off. And he's cursing, he's talking about no one, he's back to talking about this has never been a problem before, and Diamond is the only woman who's ever given him a response to him being bisexual before. And he can't keep going back and forth like, has it ever been a problem, or do people call you out your name? And I'm like, sir, oh no. Then he tells Diamond he's been accepted by other women in the past, have accepted his bisexuality, and they're way better than Diamond. Like, she not a bad bitch. And I said, well, sir, if you pulling the baddest bitches, why you on TV looking for love? Why you need to get on this experiment to find you a fiance if you can pull anybody you want to, either gender? I said, yes, he's crazy. And I said, production, you're wrong. Because at this moment now, Carlton is getting so angry at Diamond because she is not pressed. And he takes the ring and throws it in the pool. And I said, okay, production bought these rings because it ain't no way you bought a ring and you threw it in the pool. And production probably gonna make you go get it. So now I'm like, oh, wait. Now he calls her a bitch. And I said, who is he calling a bitch? I said, Angie would have slapped him. But she gets up and takes her drink and whoosh, with force, throws it in his face. And I said, high five, Diamond. High five, Diamond. He deserved that. He deserved that. I said, I wish you had 2 drinks. I wish you would have had 2 drinks. Now Diamond is walking away quoting Lemonade lyrics from Beyonce. Something about twirling to the next dick. Now, I don't know if she was reading herself or reading him. I don't know. I think at this point, Diamond is so angry because he called her a bitch that she is just lemonading it out. She is just all on to Beyonce, and she probably is at the point, I could tell she's so angry, she probably wants to fight. But she's not that type of person. Definitely doesn't want to fight on camera, and definitely doesn't want to fight a man. She probably wants to fight because production has just embarrassed her. And then here he is talking about, if you want to do something, start with fixing your wig and sliding back. And I said, sir, if that's not the most RuPaul's Drag Race read I've ever heard, that's what all the girls on the Drag Race say, is talking about people's wigs coming off. And so now, Carlton says Diamond is not woman enough for him, that she's ignorant, and that he's been betrayed. And Diamond is in the hotel crying, like hysterically crying, tears and everything. One, she's talking about, oh, I loved him. I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with him. And he turns out to treat me like that. And I'm like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. You've only known this man for 10 days. It's not that deep. But production did just embarrass you and let this man totally humiliate you on national Netflix television. I guess that's streaming, not television. But anyway, so I feel bad for Diamond. I don't feel bad for Carlton. I wish I never get to see Carlton on my television screen ever again. And mind you, it was all over YouTube. Everyone was talking about, it was all over Twitter, that Carlton, if you watch The Housewives of Atlanta, was the one at the Bailey agency that was arguing with Kenya when Kenya was telling old girl she had the coochie crack. I went and looked at the clip and I was like, he's arguing with women the exact same way with Kenya that he was just arguing with Diamond. Very disrespectful. Even though Kenya was like, I ain't gonna get into Kenya. Let's keep it on Love is Blind. Okay, so next, finally, it's the night all the couples meet. They all come to some kind of hotel party where Vanessa Lachey is talking about physical attractions or whatever. I fast forward through that part. And they finally get to meet each other and see the faces behind the voices, because the women don't know any of the men and the men don't know any of the women outside of who they're engaged to. And so as they get to the little party part, Jessica connects eyes with Barnett. And I said, okay, she not marrying Mark. She has already locked eyes with Barnett and has forgot all about Mark. But let's get there. Now, somewhere throughout the party, they end up at tables with all the men and all the women. And everyone is bragging about who had sex, all the different kinds of sex they had, how good it was. And I noticed, you know, Kenny and Kelly both said they chose not to have sex yet. But at the men's table, I think Mark was kind of putting on like he was having sex with Jessica. But at the ladies' table, Jessica was silent, like looked like a ghost. Looked like she didn't even want to be there while they're talking about sex. And she looked very jealous, extremely jealous, when Amber was talking about having sex with Barnett. But oh well, girl. So, side note, I said, is it me, or when Lauren has a little bit of champagne or wine or liquid courage, as they may say, her personality blossoms. Like, I like when Lauren, I don't know if she needs the liquor to get comfortable on camera, but when she has a little bit of the wine and champagne, her personality flourishes. I'm like, I like this Lauren. Not saying I want Lauren to be a drunk, but I feel like I like this Lauren because I feel like she's being more of herself after she has a few glasses of wine. I like Lauren. I really am pulling for Lauren and Cameron, but it's something there that I don't know. So now we're at the second scene that halfway pissed me off. We're at a moment where Barnett is standing over somewhere by himself, and I guess Jessica sees the opportunity for, let me go up and speak to Barnett. And I say, Amber, you better watch your man. Because the whole time, as soon as Jessica walked over there, Mark had his eyes on what they were doing. He was looking. Amber's over here talking to somebody else. I couldn't tell if it was Cameron or Kenny or Damien, but she was talking to one of them and wasn't paying her man no attention. But you need to pay your man attention, because him and Jessica was over there flirting. Jessica talking about, I can't get over this connection. I mean, the connection me and Barnett had was so strong. You just can't lose that overnight. You just can't. Look, the dog better not pull my camera down. I'm going to be so mad. She was like, you just can't lose that overnight. And I'm like, ma'am, you just accepted a proposal from another man. What you mean you can't lose this connection overnight? Y'all have only known each other for 10, 11 days. And so now Barnett is agreeing and they're flirting. And the whole time she pulling on his arms, rubbing his back, they embracing. Mark is looking like, what the hell going over here? And Amber's over here hee ha haing in somebody else's face. And I said, girl, you better keep your eyes on your man. So now Mark says, that's enough. He gets up, walk over there to him and like kiss his woman in the mouth, like, what's going on over here? And so Barnett is in his confessional talking about he does feel bad for the way he didn't propose to what's her name, Jessica, and he wishes he can have another chance with Jessica. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not how the television show works. You had your choice, you don't get no other chance. And I say, Amber, come and get your man. Don't you see Mark went over there? And so now, Jessica is laughing and all this stuff. And for whatever reason, at some point, Amber finally does turn around and see that Jessica is flirting with her man. And she was like, why would Barnett ever want Jessica when he has me? Like, once he sees me, he not gonna want her. I'm like, girl, don't you know by now sex don't keep no man? If he got his eyes on Jessica, now that he's seen Jessica, he was already fooling with 3 of y'all in the pods. You think he won't fool with 2 of y'all outside of the pods? I said, from that scene, I don't like Jessica. She playing around with Mark. Mark really loves Jessica, and Jessica wants to be with Barnett because Barnett didn't pick her, she fooled our line with Mark and just to be on this show. I don't like that. Break up with Mark, say you ain't the one for me, and move on in your real life. But don't play with this man's emotions just to be on this show, because it's clear Barnett is the man you wanted to be with. And y'all better watch out. I don't want to see no more triangles on the show. If it don't work out with the one you pick, leave them. That's just how I feel. But okay, this video getting long just for it to be one episode. But episode 4 was really, really good. Like, it was a lot of drama. I'm so happy Diamond left Carlton. I hate the way he treated her. I hate the way he called her a bitch. But I'm happy she splashed that drink in his face with force. That was good. And I don't like the way Jessica is playing around with Mark's emotions. And I need Amber to open her eyes and see that her man is a player. He's charming, but he's a player, and he's definitely not ready to get married. But we shall see. This is only episode 4. We got a whole bunch of episodes left to go. We got to see them move in together. We got to see them meet the families. They got an episode called Bachelor Party and Bachelorette Party, and I'm sure they only titled it that because some stuff getting ready to go down, and I feel like it's going to go down with Barnett. I can't wait to see it. I guess we got to wait till Thursday. I'm going to try to watch episode 5 before they release all the new episodes on Thursday and get that review up beforehand so I won't be behind. But yeah, this was a good one. Netflix, y'all doing a good job. All right, y'all, get in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about episode 4. Like, comment, and share, and I will get back with you with the rest. All right, have a good night. Bye.